What's going on? It's your girl A.Dizza, aka the General. We're live in full effect, representing hip hop star on 101. We're live doing our cover story like we always do. And guess who we have today, ladies and gentlemen? Please welcome
Lorel.
Put your L's up, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, just working. I got a project that's coming out April 15th called Billboard Bitch. I just dropped a single on iTunes called Benjamin, and now I'm about to work up to dropping my second single, Tear the Club Up. Really, they're both first singles because I'm singing on one and rapping on the other, but I'm putting it out soon.
I think I actually heard Tear the Club Up.
Yo, did you?
Yeah.
It's been leaking out a little bit.
It's been leaked into my email.
Uh-oh.
But
How did that happen?
But I have not leaked it to anyone yet.
Oh,
so
no.
it's just in my email. It's in my email.
Okay. So you got the exclusive.
I'm fine. I'm hot in the street, though.
Okay,
you want me to have your single.
You know, somebody might, I'm nervous a little bit. I don't know who's sending out these records.
I'm going to tell you behind the scenes. I ain't a snitch.
All right, cool. We got to get that together.
So you walked out the car, right?
Yeah.
And one of the gentlemen that is here with my brother, you know, doesn't do music apparently, but he comes out, he coming out the car, he says, "Oh, shit, that's that gangster bitch rapper." And I said, "Well, what the talking about?" And then I said, "Well, you know what? That's not the first time I hear that." You know, the impression that some people have of you. How do you feel when somebody says that? Like, you know, that's that, you know what I mean? That gangster bitch, like that gangster boo. Like,
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Really?
That's a compliment.
That's a compliment.
Uh-huh.
That's fucking awesome. I like that too, actually.
You know.
Is it empowering to hear that?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I just try to be myself all the time. I'm really girly, so that's one thing about me. I'm always in heels and stuff like that, but I really don't like to be messed around with at all, so that's another thing, too. And I don't play in my verses. I don't play in that music, so maybe that's something they really look at and be like, all right, this bitch is spitting, because I don't really play. Niggas say I rap like a nigga. Like, I'm a girl, obviously, but it's something like a nigga. Like, I don't really give a fuck.
Because you're full force. What sign are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
You're a Capricorn. What is that? What month is that?
January.
January. Ooh.
We're the best sign ever.
I don't know. I'm a Cancer.
Okay, I like Cancers. You guys are a little moody, a little crabby.
Moody. Yeah, we could be. But you know, I go home, I smoke a little L, I'm cool.
Okay, see, then that's a different story.
Yeah.
I think with any sign, you go home, smoke L, you're cool.
Definitely, definitely. So let's talk a little bit more about your lyrics.
Okay.
So I was home, of course. I have to research who I'm interviewing. You know, I kind of fell in love with your swag. You know what I'm saying? But when I first, I can't remember what record exactly it was. It was some record, some video, you know. I can't remember exactly which one it was. But I was sitting there and I said, "You sound like you're from Cali a little bit." Have you heard that before?
You know what? I have a lot of friends that's from Cali, like like a bunch of homegirls, a few of my niggas, like, so I think maybe I might have picked up a little bit of the accent a little bit. Yeah. But like, I can't pinpoint anything. Like, you can hear the New York in my accent, but at the same time, I done moved around so much. Yeah. Who knows? I made my own accent. The L'Oreal accent.
The L'Oreal accent. I like that.
I got bitches wanting to talk like me, so.
Yes, indeed. So, I heard another record.
Yeah.
Reminded me a little bit of Tupac.
Oh, which one is that?
Sorry, L, don't kill me.
Oh, okay.
L, don't kill me. But it was just this flow in there. Yeah. Is Tupac somebody that you know inspired you?
Well, you know, growing up, Tupac was like one of my favorite artist, period. I think I liked him too because I was so young. I liked him because he was in the movies, and you know, I could really like I would see that, and I like fell in love with him in the movies. So then that just translated into me wanting to hear his music. I mean, the day he died, I was crying, like
he was your boyfriend.
You know, understand? Like, and I was mad young. My mother was looking at me like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Tupac died." Like, I was devastated. But yeah, I love Pac. You know, Big is obviously, I'm from Brooklyn, so Big is big. But it was something about Pac that, you know, he just had that swag that, you know, he was dope.
He was dope.
Yeah, all around. Personality, like his acting, his music, everything about him was dope.
Nice. I want to talk to you a little bit about just female MCs in general. Yeah. You know, a lot of bogus you motherfuckers talk about that females MCs, you know, we're extinct, that we don't have the power we used to have. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I would just say, look at somebody like Nicki Minaj, you know what I mean? Like, she came out and she kind of just took the game over when people thought, you know, there was no female MCs at all. I feel like we have to work 10 times harder than the males, and sometimes we might get to a certain point and give up because it's hard. But, you know, I feel like if we was to just get through that point, and it would be a whole lot more of us. It wouldn't be the situation of all these guys and one girl or whatever. And, you know, it's up to hip-hop, too, as the audience. Like, you got to accept and embrace female MCs, too, like you would a Rick Ross or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Just because it's a female don't mean they ain't got the same skills or whatever the case. Yeah. Like, because I feel like my shit is classic, like a lot of my shit. And, you know, some people might not think that just because I'm a girl, but I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. I keep making music for the people that want to hear it. And, you know, that's not going to stop me, none of that. You know, you might want to, you know, it's times where people are coming against you so much, but you just got to fight past that. And, you know, if this is what you love to do, you got to do it.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about some of your lyrics.
Okay.
So, apparently you're very I don't want to say sexually driven, because that sounds kind of insane.
Yeah.
What do I this is live. My brain is going crazy. But you definitely talk a lot about sex. How about that one? Yeah, that's what I want to say. You definitely talk a lot about sex. How does, you know, sex come into play with your lyrics and your whole entity?
Like I was excuse me, like I was saying earlier, I just pretty much talk about whatever's on my mind. If it's at the point where I'm like, he don't need the butt, then he probably wasn't into you. That's just how I feel. Like, that's something, you get what I'm saying? That's just something I feel. I wouldn't say that I just sit around and be like, okay, let me say something about sex. Or I just feel like I try to mix it all up. Like, I might say a little something for the hood niggas. I might say something for the bitches that ain't, you know, that's about their money. I might say something about the, you know, whatever the case. Like, I don't.
What's the Lorel objective?
What do you mean,
you know,
exactly?
I mean, like, at the end of the day, we all have a reason why we do what we do.
Yeah.
There's a story behind the madness and something that we want the people to know about us.
Yeah, you know, I love what I do. You know what I mean? So if it means me going out there and telling people about it and letting them know more about me, that's what I'm going to do every day of my fucking life.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, music is something that I just love. And I feel like I could be a great artist. Like, you know, so I'm going to keep doing it, going towards what I think I deserve. And that's it. Like, it's going to be other people that feel what I'm coming from and at the same time.
Yeah. So we all know about, you know, you were signed to Red Cafe at one point.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
No longer?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Now I have my own label,
Your own
OCIO,
situation.
yeah,
Okay.
Out of their league.
So you and Red Cafe still cool, or is that crazy situation?
Yeah, no, you know what? It was never like bad blood when we stopped working together. It was a mutual agreement. He couldn't do everything for me that I needed him to. And I just feel like at a point, like I reached the ceiling, you know?
Yeah.
And I needed more room to grow.
Yes.
And I took it. I took the opportunity, you know what I mean? And I just have to be in control of my own things.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I have people that I confide in, or, you know, my business partner, and, you know, I discuss with them things, but at the end of the day, they trust me, and, you know, they let me go ahead with whatever I really want to do. And that's something that I was unable to do when I was on the Shakedown.
Okay. So now you have your own company.
Yes.
And it's entitled?
Out of Their League, OTL. Out of Their League Entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a problem remembering things, but I will remember it. Okay. So how does it feel running your own company?
It's great. I mean, right now, it's cool because, you know, I'm my own artist, too.
Yes.
So the focus is me right now, and that's it. But, you know, eventually I want to bring on other artists. But like I said, right now the focus is me.
Right.
I don't ever want to bring somebody on and sell anyone a dream. You know what I mean? Right now is my time. So that's why I'm pushing these singles. Benjamin, Tear the Club Up, Billboard Bitch, which comes out April 15th, you know, and that's it. That's just what I want to do. Focus
Billboard,
on me.
Any features on?
Yes, I have Problem from out of Cali. That's my family, and Bad Luck. They got a crazy song right now in Cali called Like What. So I got them on there. Got a couple more people I'm working with. I got Vado on there, but I just want to kind of surprise people. You know, I already leaked the record with Vado and Bad Luck, so that's something that's every day.
Who are some of your favorite MCs today?
You know what? I really like Kendrick Lamar.
Awesome.
You know, I think,
Kendrick?
yeah, I think he's dope. You know, anybody that comes and is different and is lyrical, like I just respect them. You know, because it's a lot of melodic things going on. Not to say, because like I love Drake. Drake is one of my favorite artists as well. But I feel like some people get carried away and take other people's style, and it just gets boring. And you know, no. But definitely Kendrick Lamar. Like I dig him though, and his CD, like the way he set it up, like with the intros, and that's real creative. And I feel like people like that's dope. You know,
awesome.
Not one hit wonders.
So I hear you know, all the influence on some of the wonderful male MCs that you have spoken about, but I haven't heard you speak about one female MC that has influenced you. Do you have?
Yeah, I do.
Some of us do.
I do. You know, I feel like MC, like her voice and her presence on tracks was something that, because my voice has always been different, unique, whatever you want to call it. And once I heard my mom and them playing that, it was just kind of like, yo, this is tough. I don't know who she is, but she's going in. You know what I mean? I was too young to really get it, but I felt her presence on the records. Eve, I think Eve was real dope. And the thing I liked about Eve, she was real all around, like an all around artist. You know, she could do a pop record, a rock record, a rap hardcore record, you know what I mean? Then she got into acting, fashion. You get what I'm saying? That's just something where, like, I respect that. Like Queen Latifah, she's from Jersey.
Yes.
I grew up in Jersey. To look at her in the CoverGirl ads and stuff like that, like, that's what I want to do.
Right?
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, she's in movies with big name, you know, Hollywood actors. And I feel like that's dope. You know, I would love to be able to walk in the footsteps, you know, that they laid out.
Awesome.
Too. So yeah, I respect a lot of the females in the game. I don't know why I listen to so many guys.
No, it's cool. I mean, I do too. But you know, just as women, sometimes I always feel like we definitely need to take the extra time to, excuse me, to show each other love.
Absolutely.
Because the men always put us against. We talked about, you know, the Red Cafe situation. We talked about the fact that you're not independent. We talked about the fact that you like the gangsta boo thing. Let's talk about what everyone in the earth right now is talking about, and it's your, you know, new current role in love and hip hop.
Yeah.
How'd that come about?
Well, they actually approached me. I have a friend that works with Mona, and they were casting for the show, and well, for shows, period, because Mona has a whole bunch of other shows going on.
Mona.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So when they contacted me, I'm like, please don't tell me it's for Love and Hip Hop. And she was like, no, we have so many other shows going on. I'm like, oh, okay, you know. So I went and I sat down with Mona Scott Young, and we had our first meeting, and it went cool. 2 hours I was in there, so I had to go good. And then the next time I came, I was meeting with Vh1, and that was it. It was they sent me over the contract, and I kind of hid from them for a little while, because when I seen it was Love and Hip Hop, which I still wasn't aware of, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this, because obviously it's a humongous platform, but at the same time it would be a bit of a setback music-wise, because I wouldn't say that Love and Hip Hop has blown an artist yet, you know.
Right.
It's not like you say, okay, who's the hot artist out right now? Let me watch Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
You know, it was more so of, who's going to get into a fight and throw a drink? Let me watch Love and Hip Hop.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I had to think about it, and I'm like, you know, I've been working hard for years, and I've been in different situations. Did I want to take a step back to take 2 steps forward, or was I going to be stepping back and just fucking myself up?
Right.
You know what I mean? And I took a little bit of a risk, and, you know, it worked.
It's working for you.
Yeah, it's working.
Nice.
It's working way better than... Thank God.
Whatever else was happening before.
No, thank God it worked out good. You know what I mean? Because
I want to say this. I want to say that whatever situation we find ourselves in, you know, we are in control of whatever situation we are in. So, you know, if Love and Hip Hop per se didn't blow an artist up, you know, cool. But it definitely gives you guys a wonderful opportunity to be noticed by the world.
Absolutely.
So the world is your ocean. You know what I'm saying?
I just felt like a lot of people felt like that were going into the show. So then they would be like, okay, let me just throw out a song. And then it became a joke. You know what I mean? And that's where the worry was as well with me. I'm like, you know, I don't want to go to put my records out and they're like, oh, this bitch, I never heard of her before. She just putting out a song because of this.
The show is called, you know, Love and Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? And
there's hardly any hip hop.
There's hardly any hip hop in it, and you're like what, the only rapper in the show?
Yeah,
like really?
Yeah, other than the guys. Yeah.
Who are the other guys?
Joe Buttons.
Okay, yeah. You're right. You're right. Joe Button Consequences. My bad.
Yeah.
I got you. I knew that. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Will you do a second season?
I really stopped filming about a week ago because that's when we wrapped up the reunion.
Yes.
So right now I'm trying to take a little break from Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah. And
so
think about
like I have my nightmares, like the producers calling me like, okay, we're coming to pick you up at 7 a.m. to get your makeup done, and I'm like, no, I need a break right now. So I'm really not even thinking about.
So I'm not sure if I can even ask this question.
What's that?
But is a lot of that stuff really real, or is it just being all made up so that we can have fun at home?
You know, the reactions are real. I wouldn't say that I would really hang with half of the people that I work amongst. You know what I mean?
Your coworkers.
Yeah, they're just like anyone has a job. I look at it as a job. But like I said, the reactions are real. The situations are real. You just wouldn't really put yourself in those situations all the time. I know. I wouldn't just show up anywhere by myself. Like, hey guys, at somebody's random event. But like, you know, I feel like they do that a lot. Like you end up going places you didn't know you was going, but you know, when you get there, you got to deal with it. You know, and it's real life. It's real life shit. So it's like, you know, people fuck you over all the time. A bitch might have a problem with you for a random ass reason. You never know. Like those are real life situations. It's just, you know, how you gonna deal with them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys are guinea pigs. A little bit.
It's still real though.
No, I feel you.
It's still real because somebody will really get their ass beat.
No, I feel you. I would. Yeah, it'd definitely be crazy if you had ADtheGeneral and all my goons on your show. But but that's why that's insane. Okay, so let's forget about the insanity of Love and Hip Hop. Although everybody loves it so much. Let me get a little personal with you. Can I get a little personal?
No, that's fine. Let's go.
Okay. So everyone, when I've been telling everyone, I'm going to interview Lorel, of course, besides the whole gangsta boo thing.
Okay.
They're like, she is the finest bitch ever. She is the finest one. I said, really? That's awesome. How do you feel about that? People are like starting to consider you a little sex symbol now and all that. Like when you on this cover, we got to make this cover exclusive.
I'm just not that good at taking compliments, so I don't know how to take it. I just laugh nervously, like I just did. That's really just how I take it. I mean, thank you. You know what I mean? But I've been looking at my same self forever, so to me it's regular. But you know, when people they're like, "Oh, you're so sexy. Can I marry you?" I'm like, hey boo, like
I feel exactly the same way. So are you in a relationship?
No, right now I'm in love with Benjamin. All I see is me and him. That's the only thing I'm focused on right now is making money. So you know, I got my opportunity.
Are you a good girlfriend though?
Yeah, I'm an absolutely wonderful girlfriend. I can cook, I can do everything.
You can cook?
Yeah.
What can you cook?
Anything. Like I know how to cook anything.
Anything. Lasagna,
yes.
Rice and beans.
With turkey meat, of course. Chicken. I don't eat beef or pork.
No beef or pork.
As long as you can handle that, that's
Is
fine.
that because of religious reasons?
No, I just don't want that shit.
You don't want that shit?
No.
Make you sad and shit.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of pork.
See? That's the Spanish side, though. I don't want no heart attacks no time soon.
Okay. So do you have do you come from a big family?
I have a lot of sisters. But
a lot of sisters.
Yeah, a lot of sisters.
Like 5?
6. Yeah.
That's a lot.
To me, that's a lot of sisters.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so I guess maybe that's how I know how to deal with cattiness.
Yeah, you the youngest?
Yeah, I'm the baby.
Whew.
So
that's crazy.
I mean, yeah.
The youngest
but
of 6.
I'm really close to my mom, like, but other than that, I don't know.
Shout out to your mom, baby.
Yeah.
How you doing,
Hi,
baby?
Mom. Trust me, she's gonna be watching this at some point.
Awesome. So we haven't said anything crazy, so that your mom can feel any crazy ways.
She's heard enough. Trust me.
Okay,
she listens to my music.
Let me ask you, how do you feel about all sort of crazy rumors. We're not going to say what rumors,
Okay.
but this is just all kind of crazy, insane stuff that if your mama heard about it, she'd definitely be upset about it. How do you deal with bad press?
I feel like I didn't have much problem until I started doing the show and having to be around jealous girls. You know what I mean? When I was in high school, not even high school, grade school, you know what I mean? I might have dealt with some problems being a light-skinned girl with long hair, and I just felt like it was always something, you know what I mean? But as I got older and now doing this show, I just feel like people throw out rumors because of jealousy, and you know, when they don't find much that they can say bad about you, they start making shit up.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't see you walking around holding a guy's hand. They don't know who your boyfriend is, so now you're a hoe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't know how you're making so much more money than them, so now you got to be doing something crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like I don't really let that stuff get to me. Like, you know, like anybody else, I have feelings. I'm a female. I get emotional. I might look at it and be like, this motherfucker. But, like, after, like, a couple minutes, shit don't bother me. I be wanting to go back at some niggas on Twitter sometimes, though.
Oh, man.
But then you think about it, like, what the fuck am I?
Do you do that?
No, hell no.
Are you stupid?
Hell no.
You do that?
Hell no. Like,
Oh,
I ain't
I'm so
gonna
glad.
get mad. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, of course, anything you might read saying, you be like, this stupid ass bitch.
Yeah.
But
I be
but
wanting to. I
that's
swear to
it, though.
God.
You, like,
But my
you can't
brand is
get
so
no
much
more
more
of my
important.
attention. Yeah, like, you can't get no more of my attention. Like, but you know what? It's real funny that I don't get a lot of that. Like, it might be here and there, but a lot of people show me love. Like, a lot of people, and you know, I'm
For every hater, at least 4 gonna show you love.
yeah, I'm blessed
what's
for
up.
that, though. I'm blessed for that, you know, because I could be one of those people that everybody is like, fuck you, bitch, we hate you. You know, because when people see me in the street, they be like, oh, if I see that bitch, I'm going to fuck her up for you. And I'm like,
Oh, wow.
I don't need nobody to fuck nobody up for me, you know what I mean? I feel, but at the same time, you get what I'm saying? It's,
Yeah.
like, I get it. I get it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So, a year from now, where will you be?
So I better be on the motherfucking Billboard chart somewhere close to the top. Like, that's my goal, you know what I mean? I want to be in Pepsi ads, and like I told you, CoverGirl, L'Oreal. Like, there's a reason why I chose to stick with my name that I have, and yeah, I just feel like I could be so much
Talk about it.
bigger.
Talk about the name that you have.
Someone actually gave it to me, and at first I wasn't too fond of it.
Yeah.
But then, you know, they were like, come up with something better. And then I came back to them, and I was like, you know, I came up with something. They was like, what? I was like, L'Oreal. They're like, I said that name to you, and you said no. And I'm like, no, you know what? I really like it. And it was just something real girly about it, but still, to me, tough. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And then I didn't want to get sued, so I changed the way you spell it.
L-O-R-E
apostrophe L. And I get mad if you spell my name wrong now. Like, I'm just like,
I
you
got
know what
you.
I mean? I'm real, but you got that, so thank you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then that's it. I just ran with it from then, and I just, like, that's me. L, L'Oreal. Lori,
what's up.
L-O.
That's
Queen
what's up.
Lori.
So that's the L. So we put the L's
L's up.
All right.
L gang.
I got you. Okay, so give me one quote that the world remember you forever by.
That's hard. This is hard. Why
Hell
you put me on
yeah.
the spot like
Hell
that?
yeah, because it's just one quote that the world remember.
Light skins, the right skin, so you, and your white friend.
Wait, no, you gotta say it again.
Well, you know, on the show, I had an issue with Consequence over that line that he was trying to use in one of the songs. So, you know, like I said earlier, I had people, being a light-skinned girl, I'm around a lot of brown-skinned people because my whole family is brown-skinned, like my mother's side. So they, white girl, this, that. So, you know, growing up, I always was like, man, I'm too light. You know, I want to be darker or something like that. So now that something like that happens, you know, and I'm comfortable in my skin. You know, I was younger. I didn't know. I only knew what was around me. So now I'm cool. I'm pale as fuck. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? But for him to say something like that, I just looked at it like, you know, it's a little brown-skinned girl that may be like me, that may be like, yo, so my skin is wrong because I'm brown skin, and Consequence said that's the wrong skin, or whatever the case. You get what I'm saying? And L'Oreal's co-signing by being in the record. Like, nah, all that shit is whack. Like, it ain't no right skin and light skin, whatever the fuck. Like, you know, I was offended by that, and I feel like it caused a little controversy or whatever. But I feel like that's something I would really want to bring out and, you know, say I stood by it, and I'm proud about that. A lot of women come up to me on the street, little, young, anything, like, you know, thank you for standing up for that, because, you know, that's something we need to stop. And, you know, feel like putting my fist in the air like a Black Panther.
Pump your fist in the air like a Black Panther, like a young lord.
You just got to stand up for your beliefs sometimes. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I like that. That must be the most interesting quote that I have ever got somebody to say. That's for sure. All right. So April 15th is the release date.
April 15th.
Okay. And then you have your single on iTunes.
Yes. Make sure you download that, Benjamin. It's doing really good. Sus1 played it last night. Self, Envy. Like, I got a lot of DJs getting behind that record. So I think it's going to be big. Like, you know,
nice.
So it's a great,
video
wonderful
already?
response. Not yet. Not yet.
Mills Miller.
Mills Miller has done a lot of my videos. Shout out to him. Shout out to Taya Simmons, because she's really good too.
Taya, I love you,
Good
Taya.
shout out, girl. She's dope too.
I've been watching for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I want to just try to be a little creative and maybe work with a few other directors as well. So, you know, any up and coming directors, anything, like, I'm definitely interested in working with.
Nice. Okay. Do you work with up and coming artists?
Up and coming artists, I have not worked with too many, but definitely, like, you know, I've been so busy working on my own project as well as filming for the show. But now that I have a little bit more time, not even really, I'm actually more busy. But like, I'm definitely working with a lot of up and coming producers.
Nice.
So, you know, that's something, you know, you got to try to help out people, and you know, I've been helped. So, you know, producers, all of that.
200 upcoming producers that would love to give you some beats.
You know, they be having the best ones sometimes. Like, you know.
They're hungry.
Yeah, hell yeah. So,
they're hungry.
You know, some of them need a little guidance, but for the most part, they got dope-ass ideas, fresh, new. And, you know, instead of trying to sound like everybody else, the same as beat over and over. Like,
the same as. Do you freestyle?
Yeah. I freestyle.
I get a little something?
I do a little. Okay. Bright lights, lube spikes, top down, bandana, Tupac, who shot my camera crews around. I got the juice, juicy box, stay wet. And what I order more and more wet. I'm getting money, these hoes getting mad. See me with another bag, with another boo, got another bag, a crib in Paris, nigga. Fuck, I look like fucking with some average nigga. Cheers to that dumb shit. I'll bring the Rory out, the rent or Maury out. Ye leak the story out, Giuseppe's with a 40 ounce, pretty with a potty mouth, dropping my name. Had to put a titty in his mouth, drinking out the bottle. I know a bunch of dudes, but I'm out of their league. Don't never get it confused. Where's my bitches? Dutchess over swishes. Keep a ugly hoe to take my Instagram pictures.
I'm sorry. I was all in it. 3D, motherfuckers. Ain't no concert gonna be realer than that. I was just like, words. That's what's up, man. Got me stumped for a second. Okay. Any thank yous, any shout outs, anybody you want to say fuck you to? I'm good with that too.
You know, I want to shout out to the haters. They're my motivation. Mad generic, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like, you see that shit, you ready to go. Shout out to my fans. Also my motivation. Shout out my team, How Did They League, L Gang. You know, shout out to y'all for having me on the cover. Cover girl, L'Oreal. Billboard bitch, April 15th. Benjamin, make sure you download that. Starring L'Oreal. Make sure you follow me.
Follow you where?
Yes, Starring L'Oreal, Lorel.
That's
my
everywhere?
website.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram?
Everything got to be consistent. So everything's Starring L'Oreal. So make sure you check that out.
Awesome. Well, on behalf of Hip Hop Stardom and all of the media conglomerates that I work for, we like to thank you from the bottom of ADtheGeneral's heart. Like I said, my name is ADtheGeneral, and this is
L'Oreal.
We out.